Good evening and welcome to another exciting edition of high school basketball with the Bethany Christian Bruins. Tonight, Bethany at 16-2 overall and 4-0 in the Hoosier Plains Conference enters what it hopes is a confirmation hearing for its second consecutive Hoosier Plains Conference title as the Bruins take on the Titans of the Trinity School at Greenlawn, who come in with a record of 3-14 overall and 1-2 in the Hoosier Plains Conference. It's the HPC finale for the Bruins, but not for the Titans. They still have a game coming up with Elkhart Christian in a couple of weeks. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tony Miller with you from high above courtside up in the east end zone, looking out from the mezzanine as we count down to tip-off in the antepenultimate girls basketball home game of the 2022-2023 season. After tonight, the Bruins will be at Concord on Tuesday, come home to take on Culver Academy on Saturday, and wrap up the home slate against Fairfield. Actually, that's wrapping up the regular season altogether on on Monday the 23rd. Trinity Greenlawn comes in on a 4-game losing streak. They last won against Granger Christian on December 20th. That was 36-25. Since that time, they are 0-4 with losses to South Bend Clay, Andrews Academy of Michigan, Calumet Christian, and Marquette Catholic, two of those schools not members of the IHSAA. It's a team that has struggled to put the biscuit in the basket this year. They have given up 40.6 points a game and averaged about 23. By comparison, the Bruins' leading scorer, Zoe Willems, averages close to 18 points a game by herself. And that suggests something as the Bruin big person, I suppose, it's a girls' game, will be looking to become the third person in Bethany Christian girls basketball history to record 1,000 points in her career. Right now, she comes into the game at 986, which is number 3 on the girls list. It is number 8 all-time among Bruins, both boys and girls. She needs 1 point to catch Jordan Buller for, I guess it'd make her 9th on that list. She needs 1 point to catch Jordan Buller for 8. He's at 987, but if she hits her average, she will hit the quadruple figure mark later on this evening. The Bruins are coached by Kristen Parson, who is in her 17th season at the helm here at Bethany Christian, a record of 182 and 197. As the Bruins come into the ball game on a 6-game winning streak, they are winners of 13 of their last 14, the lone exception, a loss to 3A Highland. That was back on December 27th in the semifinal round of the LaPorte Holiday Tournament, and really it was the championship game in the sense that those were by far the 2 highest-rated schools in that tournament in the computer rankings. The Bruins have a 10-0 mark against Trinity Greenlawn in the last 20 years, including a 25-point victory last January 15th over in South Bend. They're 5-0 against common foes this year. Trinity is 1-4. They picked up their lone conference win against South Bend Career Academy back on November the 29th. In the background, you hear Joe Caffey going through our game preliminaries this evening. We'll take a look at the starting lineups for Trinity. Ava Tormey, a 5'11 junior. Dudley Gabriel's a 5'2 sophomore. Sarah Sanford, a 5'5 senior. Morgan Scroop, a 5'7 sophomore. And Teresa Pingle, a 5'10 senior. Round out the starting lineup for Trinity. Leading the team in scoring is Pingle at 8.6 points a game. The remainder of the team all at 3.1 or below. We'll take a look at the Bruins starting lineup now. Eva Horning gets a start in the backcourt, a 5'1 junior at 1.9 points per game. Colette Kern, a 5'6 junior at 3 points per game. Mariah Stolzfus, a 5'3 junior, 10.4 points per game. Already the leading leading stealer in Bruins history. She's got 230. And Zoe Willems, a 5'10, rounding out the starting lineup is, I got to look out here because we changed things up. Zoe Willems, 5'7 junior at 17.8 points a game, and Kirsten Todd, a 5'10 senior at 6.6. As the officials are ready, the Bruins are on the floor, the Titans are on the floor as well, and we are ready to get things going here on Buller Court. In the center jump circle for Trinity is Tormey, the 5'11 junior. She'll oppose Todd, who stands 5'10 as a senior. Trinity in the green uniforms from right to left, Bethany in the whites from left to right on your streaming devices. Trinity wins the tap and comes into the forecourt as they work the ball over here to the right side wing. Ball is in the hands of Morgan Scroop. She goes baseline, runs into somebody, feeds it further underneath for a shot from Pingle, no good. Rebound tapped up top to Gabriels, who misses the shot, and Willems has the board. First rebound of the game for Willems, who needs 14 points to hit the 1,000 mark for her career, with 4 games at least to go in her junior season. Stoltzfus on the right side wing goes down into the corner. Baseline drive comes back out to the point guard. 3-point shot up off back iron, no good. Offensive rebound kept alive by Horning. Back out to Stoltzfus on the right side wing. That's Todd on the block into the corner. Horning for 3, air ball too strong. Rebound retrieved by number 42 in Trinity Green. That's Teresa Pingle. This is Gabriels coming up the floor, defended by Horning as she crosses the timeline, working to the left. Scroop on the left-hand side. Pass goes down into the corner where Stoltzfus picks up the defense. Now they're going to go baseline, working against Todd as Pingle. She puts up the shot and scores. So the Titans are on top 2-0, but the Bruins come into the game averaging 47 points per game. That more than doubles Trinity's scoring average. Stoltzfus across the timeline, works to her right, gets a screen from Todd as she comes back to the top of the circle. Backs things out, works to the right side once more. Pass goes into the corner, Willems out towards the wing, Stoltzfus top of the key. Looking to her left, holds the ball in the left hand, directs traffic with the right. Dumps off to Horning on the left side wing. Willems out between the rings, gives the ball back to Stoltzfus, looked at the 3-point shot, fires from about 15 feet, leaves it short off the iron. Offensive rebound to Todd, looks back out, goes back up, misses the shot. In on the rebound again, but it goes to Pingle. 6:18 to go first quarter. Trinity with the only points of the game so far. They lead 2-0 here on Buller Court this evening. Coming across the timeline, it's Gabriels going into the corner. They've got Pingle double team down there, and we'll see which of the Bruins they get the foul on. Usually it is on Stoltzfus because she tends to be reasonably active down there. That is indeed the infraction. It is Stoltzfus' first and team foul number 1. So Trinity gets the ball on the baseline. Pass comes in to Tormey, who dribbles into the lane, working against Colette Kern, which is not something I advise. And the traveling violation called against Trinity for the first turnover of the game, as Kern very, very active on the defensive front. Horning will throw the ball in, and Stoltzfus comes up the floor as we reach the 6-minute mark in the first quarter. Again, 4 8-minute periods in Indiana high school varsity action. If you were just with us for the JV game, you saw 7-minute periods. That's because it's, a different level of play. Kern drives the baseline on the pass from Stoltzfus, comes out underneath, pass to Horning deflected, back out to Todd. Stoltzfus right side wing, they skip it to Horning inside the arc left side. Willems around a defender, layup too strong. Todd on the offensive board, Kern on the jump shot, banks it in, we're tied. Kern with her first 2 points of the evening. Trinity has to get the ball up the floor against the Bethany press now. 5:28 to go first quarter. Left side wing, it's Gabriels trapped against the timeline. Kern and Stoltzfus over there, and it's knocked out of bounds off of Horning. It'll stay with Trinity with 5:22 to go first quarter. One thing we saw from the Trinity boys when they were in town, as Beck Willems went for 1,000 points and then the school record last year, they're very effective at slowing the game down and making it hard for the other team to play offense, even if they don't score prolifically themselves, as Todd gets the steal on the defensive end. Stoltzfus over to Willems' left side wing. She's double-teamed out there. One thing we saw on Thursday when the Bruins took on Blackhawk was that Blackhawk very intent on shutting down Willems, though she finished with 15 points. What that did was it took Blackhawk totally out of its defensive rhythm and let the other 4 Bruins score. Stoltzfus works over into the corner here. She's going to go back toward the wing, skips the ball to Kern on the left side. And speaking of skips, Kern jumps before she put the ball on the floor, and she's called for the travel. Jeanette Skenzel checks in for Trinity. And we'll see the first Bruins sub of the game, Julia Mosier, checking into the ballgame. Mosier with 9 points. She hit 3 threes in the first half on Thursday as Bethany trailed for just 35 seconds on its way to a 16-point win over Blackhawk in a potential sectional matchup. I'd say it's a potential sectional final matchup in the sense that I think those are the 2 best teams in Bethany's sectional, but of course the sectional pairings are determined by random draw. That's not an opinion, that's just me stating how it works. Getting around the defender, Pingle gets the layup off. She misses it on the short side. Rebound is tapped out to Willems, and here she comes up the floor. Zoe up the right side, goes around the defender, into the lane, triple teamed. Horning underneath, should have gone up with the ball, tried to pass it out and turned it over. Trinity comes back the other way as a promising Bruin possession results in no points. Up the right side of the floor is Gabrielle. She runs over Horning, and she dribbled on the sideline before she did that. Colette Kern and Jessica Caffey come into the ball game for the Bruins. Kirsten Todd and Eva Horning to the bench as we are tied at 2 with 4:04 to go in the first quarter. This is Stolzfus dribbling diagonally through the jump circle. Kern on the right side wing. Stolzfus has the ball back in the corner, works towards the elbow, skips the ball to Mosier left side wing, three-pointer on the way, good. Julia Mosier, the announcement on the PA system as Stolzfus gets the assist on the long triple. The Bruins have their first lead of the game at 5-2. Pass comes into the lane. Mosier tried to cut it off, and Pingle ripped it away from her. Trinity playing 5-on-4 for a moment while Mosier rejoins the play. Willems gets the steal, has it stripped, picks up the loose ball, takes it to the rack, and she's fouled with 3:25 left in the quarter. So give Willems the steal. That's the fourth Bethany turnover. Ava Tormey called for the infraction, her first personal, team foul number 1. Willems to the line where she shoots at 75%. 3 dribbles later, right-handed shot rims off the left side. Willems was north of 80% early in the season. Her free throw percentage has dropped a few points as she rolled an ankle pretty substantially between Christmas and the New Year, and that free throw shooting has been where we have seen the difference as it messed with her base. Putting the shot up, and sort of everything else moved a little bit to compensate for that leg. 6-2 Bruins, who were on a 6-0 run after Trinity scored first. Coming across the timeline, the Titans have the ball in the hand of Gabrielle's. She's double-teamed, throws it over to the left side wing, and while not double-teamed, Pingle had to get the ball around Willems, and that didn't work. Mosier up ahead to Willems on the fast break. Zoe double-teamed as she works down around the block, brings it back out, and double-dribble. I've never been anywhere close to 1,000 points myself. My basketball career was over before it started for a variety of reasons. But I have to imagine that it's a little bit tempting to try to do everything yourself when you're 13 points shy of 1,000. As the Bruins go back to the bench, Horning checked back in. Kern out of the ball game. Up the floor, Trinity goes underneath to Pingle, out to the left side corner and a baseline drive. Shot up along the baseline, no good. Rebound is ripped away by Tormey as the shot was taken by Morgan Scroop. There's a three-point attempt that was up and no good. Rebound got given back to Tormey, who misses the shot, and she's fouled with 2:41 remaining. Horning called for her first foul on the rebound, and Horning is one of those players who will go everywhere and try to do everything, but she's not real big, so it's easy for her to start reaching and try to get big on the defensive end or on the rebounding front, and she's called for the foul there. Tormey misses the first free throw, as Trinity is not an exceptional shooting club, just 48% at the foul line. Second free throw on the way from Tormey is off to the right. Hits the iron. Pingle gets the offensive rebound. That's one thing she does well. Goes back up with the shot, and Willems has the board. That's her third rebound of the game by my count at 583. She's also third on Bethany history on that front. Mosier three-point shot short. Bethany, incidentally, has already set the program record for three-point shots in a season. They dropped in 4 the other night against Blackhawk. On the right side wing with the basketball, that's Scroop coming across the timeline. Willems gets the steal out in front to Stolzfus. Left-handed layup. She is so not missing from there. Bruins on an 8-0 run, lead 8-2 with 2:04 to go in the quarter. Coming across the timeline here is Pingle running into the double team over along the wing. In the corner, triple teamed. Okay, somebody's got to be open because it's 5-on-5 on the floor, all things considered. Top of the circle with the basketball. It's Gabrielle's getting it back on the right side of the circle. She goes to the wing. Pass goes underneath to Pingle. She dribbles off her foot, gets it back. The ball, not her foot. Offensive rebound to Tormey, and that's a big one for the Bruins as they got Stolzfus on what looked from up here to be a fairly clean block. Mariah Stolzfus with her second personal foul, team foul number 23, and it's going to send Tormey back to the free throw line. While Kristen Parson, an old point guard herself, is generally good with trusting her guards to not commit fouls, I think 2 fouls in the first 6 minutes and 17 seconds is a little bit much, and I suspect we'll see Stolzfus out of the game for a moment here. Cheris Ballsbaugh checks into the game for Trinity as Tormey missed the first free throw. Having said that, there's no Bruin at the table to check in for Stoltzfus. Tormey's second free throw up and good. She is 1 for 4 at the stripe today. As Sarah Sanford comes back into the game for Trinity. So 8-3, Bethany out in front with 1 minute and 39 seconds to go first quarter. Stoltzfus still running the point as the ball comes over on the left side to Horning. Mosier has it top of the circle. They cycle to Stoltzfus on the right side wing. She's going to skip it back. Mosier left side corner. Bounce pass to Caffey. Caffey back to Mosier on the left side. Julia backs it out to Zoe Willems, who's out on the perimeter with 77 seconds left in the quarter. Horning into the right side corner for Stoltzfus. Going down along the baseline. Stoltzfus gets the ball back. Shovels it to Caffey. You can't hang on. She gets the ball back. Stoltzfus into the lane. Handoff Willems. And are we going to get an off? No, we're going to get a defensive foul against Trinity. A little bit worried there were the Bruins as Willems started using her elbows to try to get open with the basketball. Foul is on Pingle, her first, team second, and Kirsten Todd's going to come in and replace Mariah Stoltzfus, which will give the Bruins more size because Todd is the tallest player on the team, and Stoltzfus is 5'3". Off the inbound pass, shot's no good. Caffey gets the rebound, pass out. Goes to Todd, and we've got a whistle underneath. This is a Trinity foul, her second, which is substantial in the sense that she's their leading scorer. Team foul number 3, another fresh possession for the Bruins with 61 seconds left in the quarter. Pass comes in to Todd. Her shot is altered by the substitute Lauren Urbanski. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be another fresh possession for Bethany, their third baseline inbound of this possession. Willems will be the trigger person. 59 and 3/10 seconds to go. Horning left side wing jumper is short. Todd in on the rebound. Willems grabs it. Will give it to her fourth. Mosier in the corner. Dribbles back toward the top of the circle. Looks underneath to Todd. Ball glanced off her hands to Willems at the right side elbow. Zoe double teamed. Kicks it to Mosier on the left side wing. Mosier goes back to Todd on the elbow. Caffey baseline jumper left side good. Jessa Caffey scores her first points of the game. Bruins by a touchdown, 10-3. 5 points from 5 different scorers put the ball in the basket 5 times for the Bruins. This is Urbanski on the right side corner with the basketball. She's going to go baseline, put up a shot and miss it too strong. Offensive rebound kept alive by Skenzel, who dribbled out, and I'm not sure if she hit the baseline or was called for a 3-second violation. At any rate, turnover for Trinity will give the ball back to the Bruins. Colette Kern checks in for Mosier. And it'll be Bethany basketball with 17 seconds to go. Coming across the timeline is Willems, getting a screen from Todd. Willems on the right side wing, dumps it into the corner. Bruins will back it out. I think they were looking for a give and go to Willems, and they didn't get it. Kern in the lane. She's double teamed. Ty Ball will give it to the Bruins with 1 2/10 seconds remaining. I'm not sure that that's actually a great thing for Bethany. I think you'd rather have the ball to start the quarter rather than with 1 second to go. But they're going to try to get things lined up. You'll have time for about one dribble and a shot. Pass comes into Willems in the corner. 3-pointers and air ball, and Horning missed on the putback try. So at the end of the first quarter, it's Bethany Christian 10, Trinity Greenlawn 3, as we'll get some markings made in the scorebook here to indicate that how things are proceeding. While we have a break between quarters, we want to remind you that we are here on BruinsVision for each of Bethany's 2 remaining girls' home games. That will be next Saturday, the 21st, against Culver Academy, and Monday, the 23rd, as the Bruins take on Fairfield in a solid matchup of 2 of the better teams in Elkhart County. It'll be Trinity ball to start the second quarter. As we'll see who comes out. Let's see, we saw Caffey in the game for the Bruins as well as Mosier. So I think Bethany went 7 deep in that first quarter. Coming out for Trinity, I see Natalie Gabriels. I see Teresa Pingle, number 42, playing with 2 fouls. Lauren Urbanski is number 3. Then we've got number 1, Cheris Ballsbaugh, and number 12, Sarah Sanford. The Bruins will come out with Willems and Stoltzfus at the front of the line. Kirsten Todd is that Colette Kern and Morgan Schupp out there. Trinity basketball as we start the second quarter. Urbanski triggers the inbound pass. Gabriel's coming through the right side of the center jump circle. Works over to the top of the circle. Looks to her right, now looks to her left. Dumps the ball off to Sanford. Sanford splits a double team, goes into the corner. Shot up along the baseline, too strong. Rebound on the floor and grabbed by Stoltzfus. She whips it ahead to, Colette Kern was down there. I thought it was just over the head of Eva Horning. Kern in the book for the first time tonight. Stoltzfus gets her second assist. Willems still 13 points shy of 1,000 if you're keeping score at home. Also, if you're not keeping score at home. Here's straight as an arrow shot from Urbanski that's going to run over into the corner. It is out of bounds as it's grabbed by Sanford, so give the Bruins a team rebound. Bethany's lead now 12-3. $7:15 to go, second quarter. Stoltzfus comes across the timeline. Urbanski picks her up on defense. Horning in the corner, bounce past Todd at the elbow. Kern drives right side wing, puts up a runner off back iron, gets her own rebound, puts it back. Kern with a golden point for the Bruins. Her bucket wearing uniform number 14 gets the Bruins point number 14 of the ball game. She's got 6 of Bethany's first 14. She's the leading scorer. On the other end for Trinity, Gabriels goes underneath out to Belsbaugh, who has the ball knocked away. Urbanski picks it back up and bounce passes into the mixer at the top of the circle. Alternating arrows going to give this ball back to Bethany with 6:40 to go. Unofficially, 6 turnovers for Trinity and 3 for the Bruins as Trinity goes to the bench. I think that's Ava Tormey returning to game action. Stoltzfus brings the ball up the floor. Comes through the toes of the Bruin paw at center. Bounce pass comes to Willems, who's picked up quickly on the left side of the circle. She dribbles to the right side of the circle, cuts back, gives the ball to Horning. Horning hands off to Stoltzfus. Mariah cuts back, left side of the circle, pass to Willems on the wing. Willems drives into the lane, bounce pass out to Horning. Todd on the wing goes down toward the basket. She goes underneath and turns the ball over. Picked off by Tormey. Trinity's got to come up the floor working against Stoltzfus here, and we're going to get a timeout taken by Trinity with 6:02 to go in the first quarter. So they'll keep the ball in the backcourt. This is a 30-second Trinity timeout. And we want to remind you that coming up on Tuesday, the Bruin boys are also at home here on BruinsVision as Tyson Schupp, Jaden Schleybaugh, Justin Hostetler, Jacoby Reinhart, and Carter Miller, the likely starting 5, lead the Bruins into a tough non-conference test against Prairie Heights. We'll have the JV game for you at 5:57. Varsity follows that about 7:30 right here on BruinsVision. Coming out of the timeout, Trinity is back on the floor. I think that 30-second timeout was more to reset the clock to get the ball across the timeline than for anything else. Bethany comes out with Willems, Todd, Horning, Kern, and Stoltzfus. Urbanski triggers the inbound for Trinity. They've got Belsbaugh and Gabriels in the backcourt, along with Pingle and Tormey, as they just get it over the timeline, and there was just about a traveling violation in the center jump circle. There's a steal for Stoltzfus, who leads the team back the other way. Horning drives to the goal, puts up the shot, and she is fouled. That'll be team foul number 4 on Trinity. Gabriels picks up her first, team foul number 4. Horning goes to the free throw line. This is somewhat amazing because we're in game number 18, but that is Ava Horning's first free throw of the season. Puts the Bruins up 15-3, so a 15-1 Bethany run as Trinity hasn't made a field goal in more than 9 minutes. Second free throw from Horning on the way, off back iron, offensive rebound Colette Kern. She goes back out to Zoe Willems, who tries a 3 and gets it to go. So it's 990 career points for the Bruin post player. Bethany leading 18-3. And truthfully, the way this is going, one of the challenges for Willems' scoring tonight might be that Bethany is well on the way to triggering running clock in the second half. Pass goes into the corner for Trinity and Belsbaugh. Pass goes underneath, and Kern gets the steal. Coming the other way, it's Stoltzfus ahead to Willems, who goes baseline. Looks back out toward Todd. Going to give the ball to Todd on the left side wing. Horning at the top of the circle. Kern right side wing 3. Back iron, no good. Offensive rebound, Horning. Out to Willems on the left side wing. Zoe puts the ball on the floor. Back to Kern on the left side. Kern, one dribble inside to Todd. Todd to Horning, top of the circle. This is a long two with her toes on the line. Ball hits the foot. It's going to squirt over toward Julia Mosier. Out of bounds toward the Bruins with 4:51 remaining in the quarter, or the half. Mosier in, Horning out. Mosier's going to trigger the inbound pass just into the ball game. Stoltzfus takes it in backcourt, holds, waits for Urbanski to get back in front of her, and then crosses over to her left hand and throws it into the corner. Mosier with a three on the way. That's off the short side of the iron. Rebound tapped underneath where it's grabbed by Gabriel. She will run the Titans back into the forecourt. Trinity scored the first points of the ball game. That's their only field goal so far as Bethany leads 18-3. Over in the corner, Urbanski bounce passes it back to Zoe Willems, who's going to get the steal. Fast break opportunity, layup from the right side, good, and she's fouled. Willems now with 6 points. She'll have a chance for her 7th at the line here. Karis Bausbaugh picks up her first foul, team foul number 5. Jessica Caffey back into the game. Kirsten Todd will depart. Scroop and Skenzel back in for the Titans. Willems, 1 for 2 today at the line, 75% shooter coming in. Free throw, good. Sweeter than honey. So Zoe now with 6 in the quarter and 7 for the game. Bethany 21, Trinity 3 with 4 minutes 21 seconds to go, second quarter. Coming across the timeline, it's Gabriel's top of the circle. Pingle underneath, goes around Kern, and Kern didn't exactly get out of the way and let her by. Collette going to pick up her first personal, team foul number 4. There was no shot involved, and it's Trinity basketball underneath. Titans throw it in over the top. Willems gets a hand on the ball, just about committed the foul as she tried to run it down in the corner. Gabriel got to it first. In the opposite corner on the left side, that is Scroop throwing up a shot underneath. Willems gets the rebound. She's going to try to start a fast break coming the other way. She crosses over at the free throw line, goes underneath and misses the layup off to the left. Kern did a good job of getting down there and getting a hand in for the rebound. She didn't actually get the rebound, though. That went to the Titans, who will come back and try to get something, really anything at all, going in the free throw circle on the other end. Pingle with the basketball, back out to Gabriel's between the circles. She looks to her left, dribbles to her right, Kern picks her up, back over to the left side. There's a pass out along the wing to Gabriel's, holding with 3:34 to go, second quarter. Into the free throw lane. Pass comes to Tormey. She dribbles twice. Knocked out. Shot on the way from Pingle on the left side block, no good. Rebound Willems. Zoe unofficially with 5 boards. Up ahead to Stoltzfus on the left side wing. Down to the baseline, Kern. Kern back to Stoltzfus, left side wing. She'll hand off to Willems, who goes corner. Zoe about 6 inches off the sideline, comes back toward the center of the floor, and bounce passes to Kern between the circles. Stoltzfus into the corner on the right side wing. Mosier to Caffey, rather. Back out to Mosier along the baseline. She'll back out and reset with 3 minutes to go. Willems just inside the right elbow, double teamed, had the ball taken away. Coming up the floor for Trinity is Natalie Gabriels. Stoltzfus picks her up at the top of the circle. That's a little dangerous because Mariah's playing with fire with 2 personal fouls. They bounce pass underneath. Pass skips through the hands of Pingle. It's grabbed, the ball, not Pingle's hands, by Willems. Up ahead to Stoltzfus, and she is so not missing from there. Stoltzfus with 2 points there. The Bruins lead at 23-3, and a timeout called on the floor with 2:37 to go. That's a full Trinity timeout, and we want to remind you that we are back here for both remaining Bruin home games. That includes Saturday, the 21st, as Bethany takes on Culver Academy. We'll have that game for you at 1 o'clock on the JV game, Varsity following about 2:30. That is without commentary, thanks to a scheduling conflict with the Goshen College U.S. Highway 20 Cup game. They take on Bethel that same afternoon, with the women playing at 1 and the men playing at 3. Also, though, the Bruins are back in action Monday the 23rd as they host Fairfield in a non-conference matchup. We'll have that action for you here on BruinsVision, scheduled for a JV game at 5:57, varsity game at about 7:30, and that one, certainly, I will be here to describe the action. Looks like Morgan Schupp checks into the ballgame for the Bruins. Also Eva Horning out there as Willems takes a seat, so she is not on the floor for the first time tonight. Trinity got Jeanette Skenzel back into the ballgame. Stolzfus is trapping Trinity up against the timeline. Now Morgan Schupp has him over in the corner, trying to take the ball away from Tormey. They bounce past to Pingle, whose shot from the elbow is up and rolls around and falls. Pingle with both Trinity field goals, but there was about a 13-minute gap between them, and that's how the Bruins are up 18. Here's Mosier, right side wing, make it 21. Mosier dials long distance for the 5th time in the last game and a half. Bethany by 21. It's 26-5. Bounce pass over to the right side wing. Woodward looks to work the ball back to the top of the circle. She's defended by Horning. Minute 53 to go in the second quarter. Ball is knocked back along the timeline. Stolzfus picks up the defense on Gabriels. Now Horning joins her. They run her over toward the sideline. Gabriels runs into Mosier, and Mosier's going to foul. Julia's first foul, team foul number 5, stops the clock with a minute 43 remaining. Zoe Willems will return to the lineup, and they're going to take out Stolzfus. Pass comes into the right side corner for Trinity. That is Woodward backing it out. Gabriels goes down along the baseline, runs into Caffey, tries to skip it underneath, and Mosier gets the steal. Willems will bring the ball through the center jump circle. Crosses to her right, bounce pass to Kern. They go over into the corner. Willems gets the ball back right side block. She had it stripped as she went up, so there was no... that could have been easily foulable if she had gone up with the shot, but she didn't have the ball at that point, so it's going to be Trinity basketball. As they say, it's out of bounds off the Bruins. A lot of people in the gym disagree. None of the people that disagree are wearing stripes, though, and that's what matters. So the ball goes back to Trinity with a minute 19 to go in regulation. Coming across the timeline is Gabriels, now coming across the timeline. She's going to work over to the left, runs into Horning. Bounce pass goes underneath to Pingle. Shot is up and good over Morgan Schupp. So Pingle is 2/3 the way to her season average tonight. She's got 6 of the Trinity 7. Willems will run the point, coming through the center jump circle to the right side here with a minute to go, second quarter. Morgan Schupp goes down along the baseline with the pass, gets it back for a three-point try from the corner and rolls it in. Schupp, they're going to say, is a long 2. Thought it was a three-point opportunity, but that just shows you how close attention I was paying to where her foot is. 28-7, Trinity trailing here and trying to get something, if anything, going before the end of the quarter. On the left side wing, Skenzel goes underneath. Pingle will put it on the floor, try to get around Caffey, gets the ball back, shoots over the top and misses. Rebound to Willems. Fast break opportunity for the Bruins. Zoe backs off to the free throw line, goes down to the right side, back out to Mosier. 14 seconds to go. This is Morgan Schupp to Eva Horning, left side wing. Bounce pass back to Caffey. She looks at Schupp, back to Horning on the left side wing. 6 seconds left. Mosier, 3, on the way off to the right, no good. Rebound taken by Gabriels, and the quarter will end. So with that, the Bruins outscore Trinity 18-4 in the second quarter. And we will take a look at our unofficial halftime scoring here. We'll start with the Bruins, who have 1 point from Eva Horning, 6 from Colette Kern, 2 from Morgan Schupp, 6 from Julia Mosier, 4, along with 2 assists and a steal, from Mariah Stolzfus. Then we've got Zoe Willems with 7 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals and an assist. And 2 from Jessica Caffey to round things out. Kirsten Todd has played but not scored. The Bruins scored 10 in the first quarter and 18 in the second. That's 28 in the first half. Trinity with 3 in the first quarter and 4 in the second for a total of 7. The Titans got there with 6 points from Teresa Pingle and 1 from Ava Tormey. As we head to the break, it's Bethany 28, Trinity 7. 16 minutes down, 16 minutes to go. Enjoy the halftime shootout. You're watching BruinsVision. Welcome back to Boulder Court on the campus of Bethany Christian Schools in Goshen, Indiana, where the Bruins of Bethany Christian are well on their way to an undefeated finish in the Hoosier Plains Conference season. They're 16 minutes away from picking up their school record-tying 17th win of the year with a 28-7 lead at halftime over Trinity School at Greenlawn. Zoe Willems leads all scorers with 7 points. That is halfway to what she needed halfway to what she needs to get 1,000 for her career. She came in 14 short of that milestone. I'm Tony Miller with you high above the east end zone here as we look out from the mezzanine at this ball game as the teams are back in the benches, getting their final words of encouragement from their coaches. As the teams come back out on the floor, it will be Bethany finishing in front of their own bench, going from right to left on your streaming device. Trinity will be finishing over in front of our broadcast position here, going from left to right on your streaming device. So Trinity basketball starts the third quarter as Willems gets a kick out there to try to keep the ball from going over into the wing. It'll be a fresh possession for Trinity as they've got Gabriels, Sanford, and Scroop on the floor. Up front, also Eva Tormey and Teresa Pingle. There's a steal for Mariah Stolzfus. She's going to come the other way, underneath the Willems with the right-handed layup. Willems now with 9 points. That is a golden points for Zoe Willems as it gets the Bruins to 30 points while she's wearing uniform number 30. 9 points now for Willems. She has 995 for her career. Working into the corner, Gabriels has it for Trinity. Ball is out of bounds off of Stolzfus and will go back to the Titans on that afternoon, on that out of bounds play. There we go. Eventually the words will come out of my mouth properly. Titans throw the ball in over the top. It comes up to Tormey in the free throw circle. Here's a shot from the left side wing that is much too strong from Sanford. Give Stolzfus the rebound, and she'll bring the team into the forecourt. Over on the right side wing, Kern down along the baseline, misses the shot, too strong off the back of the iron. Rebound taken by Pingle. As Trinity will walk it back up the floor. Come over here to the left side wing, and run into a double team back at the top of the circle. That is Sanford. They bounce pass it underneath to Tormey along the baseline, who runs into Kirsten Todd, and it'll be a personal foul on the Bruin post player, her first. Team's first of the half. Titan basketball along the baseline right in front of our broadcast position. Gabriels triggers the inbound pass. They throw it in to the far side of Pingle, who shoots over Willems, who gets the block and the rebound, then loses the ball off her own rear end. Willems will lose it out of bounds, so it's a turnover for the Bruins, and Kristen Parson is not real pleased with that call. She wants the foul for the rebound, or the foul that knocked Willems out of bounds. Ball comes back to the Titans though, and, well, if you were so inclined, you might say the ball doesn't lie as Trinity turns it promptly over on the inbound pass. 30-7, Bethany out in front by 23. The running clock rule would kick in if that lead reaches 35 points. Stolzfus up the floor over to Horning on the right side wing. She skips it underneath to Kern. Bounce pass underneath. That is Todd feeding Willems, who missed the layup off the left-hand side. Goes to the floor and ties up a rebound that will go to the Bruins with 6:25 remaining in the third quarter. Karis Ballsbaugh checks back in for Trinity, as it's going to be Stolzfus triggering the inbound from the left side of the baseline. She's going to go left side corner for Colette Kern. Her three-point shot misses too strong. Rebound taken by Pingle. And the ball goes over, and Stolzfus will badger the Titans up the right side sideline. Coming into the forecourt, it's Gabriels running into the double team. She goes to the floor, and a timeout is taken by Henry Scroop, who stops play for 30 seconds with 6:09 to go here in the third quarter. And while he's got us tied up, we want to take a moment to remind you that the Bruins are back in action on Tuesday at Concord. After a Thursday idle date, they will be back here on Saturday the 21st when they take on Culver Academy, which comes over from the southwest corner of Marshall County on the shores of Lake Maxinkuckee, which is the second largest inland lake in the state of Indiana. That's not really relevant since basketball is not a water sport, but when has that ever stopped me before? We'll have the JV game starting at 1 o'clock next Saturday, Varsity at 2:30 here on BruinsVision. Trinity is down to 2 timeouts to go the remaining 14 minutes. Bethany has its full complement. It'll be Trinity basketball over in front of the scorer's table. Ballsbaugh triggers the inbound pass. She's going to look over the top, throws the bounce pass in right in front of the timeline to Scroop. It's not where I would have thrown that pass, just in the sense that it immediately put Scroop in the position to have the line used as a sixth defender against her. Working back along the perimeter, this is Gabriel's over to the right side. That is Scroop in the right side corner, going along the timeline. Has the ball knocked away by Willems. She gets the steal. If my math is right, and that's her 4th steal of the game, that puts Willems at 213 steals, which is moves her ever farther up the all-time steals list at Bethany. She's in 4th place with 213. Taryn Clark had the old record at 221, but Stolzfus has already passed that, and Stolzfus and Willems are going to run away and hide with the steals record and a few others. 5:36 to go in the third quarter. Bruins turn the ball over on a traveling violation. Todd just about knocked that one away. Now Todd does knock that away, and Stolzfus grabs it. Bruins come the other way with the basketball. Pass goes to Willems, left side baseline. She drives to the goal, goes up too strong. Horning volleyball spikes the ball back across the lane where it is grabbed by Scroop. She gets the ball out, and Trinity's got to come up the floor here. Stolzfus meets the Titans as soon as they come across the timeline, and we're going to get a kicked ball that will keep it with Trinity with 5:12 to go third quarter. We saw last year, as Beck Willems, who is incidentally Zoe's brother, approached the 1,000-point mark, that the pressure got ratcheted up on him as he made those last couple of shots. He got the school record, on a free throw, but you may remember that he airballed the free throw immediately before that, and he was about an 80% free throw shooter. I've thought of that a little bit as Willems has missed not particularly closely on a couple of shots. She gets the steal and the fast break chance here, is fouled as she goes to the goal, and we will have a couple of free throw opportunities. Willems is 2 out of 3 at the foul line today. 4:59 to go in the third quarter. Ava Tormey picks up her second personal foul, first on Trinity this quarter. Willems to the foul line. First free throw is good. That gets her to double figures with 10 points today. Jessica Caffey in for Kirsten Todd. Willems at the free throw line once more. Off to the right, no good. Rebound taken by Pinkel. So Willems has 10 points. She's at 996 for her career. Bounce pass underneath goes to Tormey, who runs into a couple of Bruin defenders. Titans get the ball back. Jump shot from Bowsball on the way is an air ball. And it is out of bounds. It's going to go over to the Bruins. Trinity will sub Jeanette Skenzel into the game. Morgan Scroop departs. Bruin basketball. As Stolzfus is going to walk it up the floor. 4:34 to go third quarter. Bethany 31, Trinity 7. Stolzfus dribbles into the lane, dumps it underneath. Willems reverse layup, good. Give Mariah the assist. She's got 4 this afternoon. Willems now sitting on 12 points, 998 for her career. About between the circles for Trinity, it's Gabriels with the basketball. They go down along the baseline to Tormey. She's double-teamed, runs into Stolzfus, Caffey, and now Kern. Horning gets the steal as they kick it back out. Stolzfus will run the ball up the floor. That's Willems over there in the left side corner in front of the Bruin bench. Pass goes to Horning, right side wing. Kern along the baseline. Willems cuts back to the free throw line. Now it's Horning giving the ball to Stolzfus. Willems left side corner. Fakes the baseline drive, now comes toward the left side elbow, stops in the lane, kicks it out to Stolzfus. Mariah drives baseline and she's fouled. Gabriels picks up her second personal foul, team foul number 2. Second foul on Gabriel's. Second foul on the Titans. Bruins are going to put Julia Mosier and Morgan Schupp on the floor. I also see Sarah Sanford back out there for Trinity. Stoltzfus triggers the inbound pass. Willems is in the lane. Morgan Schupp in the right side corner. That's Stoltzfus skipping Mosier, top of the circle. Mosier gives it back to Morgan Schupp. Stoltzfus right side wing into the free throw circle for Willems. Drives baseline and she's fouled. Driving to the rack. Sarah Sanford, her first personal. Skenzel picks up her first personal. Team foul number 3. Willems goes to the foul line. She is 3 out of 5 there today. First free throw is up and good. 13 points in the game for Zoe Willems. 999 career points. And the second free throw is for a chance at 1,000. Got it. And for that, at that point, we've got terrible microphone feedback in the gym. But Zoe Willems has become the third Bethany Christian girls basketball player and the 8th Bruin overall to finish with to get 1,000 career points. Sumer Schlebaugh, the marketing communications manager, is going to run over and take her photo as Willems is presented with a commemorative basketball. It's a timeout charge to the Bruins. So they had to stop the game to get that recognition in as Willems recognized for that effort. She needs 35 points to tie Kari Husingfeld for second place in program history and 188 to get to the school record held by Jill Troyer, who set that mark in 1989. So having established that, the record coming at 7:43 p.m. on Saturday the 14th of January 2023, it's Trinity basketball. At the top of the circle, Gabriel's with a free throw line jumper. On the way, back iron, no good. Rebound ripped away by Willems, who has not given up just because she hit the statistical milestone. Pass comes back to Stoltzfus, left side of the circle. Shot from the baseline, no good, too strong from Morgan Schupp. Rebound, retrieved by Gabriel's, and here come the Titans. They trail by 28. They haven't scored in the third quarter. Gabriel's dribbles the ball off her foot. Stoltzfus knocks it back the other way. It's going to go out of bounds to Trinity. An interesting pursuit there from Stoltzfus in the sense that if she just let Trinity grab it, it would have been an over and back violation and given the ball back to the Bruins. Trinity takes possession, though. They come the full 84 feet. In backcourt, it's Gabriels and Sanford. In the forecourt, Skenzel, Balsbaugh, and number 42, Teresa Pingle. Titans go down into the corner. Turn the ball over. It is stolen by Morgan Schupp. Stoltzfus is going to come up the floor. Into the right side corner, that's Julia Mosier driving baseline. Her runner is up and short. Rebound retrieved by Sarah Sanford. Trinity works the ball over to the right side wing. They've got to get it across the actual timeline here, which they do. Gabriels gives it over to the right side wing. Bounce pass comes underneath to Pingle. They go left side block for a shot from Skenzel, who bangs it in. Skenzel with her first points of the game. That gets Trinity up to 9 with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bruins by 26. Mosier, right side wing 3. Splash. Mosier with her third triple of the game. She's got 9 points. Bruins by 29 now, 38-9. Pass goes over to the right side wing. Driving is Balsbaugh, and the Bruins foul. Morgan Schupp gives her first personal with team foul number 3. Fresh possession for the Titans as Schupp will depart. And I hear Ellie Morris checking in for the Bruins, wearing number 34, the 5'5 freshman. She gets in for the first time tonight. Trinity throws the ball in. We've got a foul on the three-point shot. And it's going to go, I think, on the Bruins. Caffey picks up her first personal, team foul number 4, and it's going to send Balsbaugh to the line for 3 shots. She's dribbling exclusively with her right hand, puts the first free throw up and barely kisses front iron. Trinity 1 out of 5 at the foul line as a team, the first 4 attempts coming from Ava Tormey. Balsbaugh's second free throw on the way. That's good. Kirsten Todd checks in for the Bruins, replacing Zoe Willems. He's going to get a double high five from her head coach, Kristen Parson. Third and final foul shot for Balsbaugh on the way. Nothing but the bottom of the net. 38-11, Bethany by 27, 95 seconds to go third quarter. Mosier along the baseline to Caffey, who was very on the baseline and essentially was standing on the stripe. It's a turnover for the Bruins. Just noting that, talked about Willems needing 35 points to catch Carly Husingfeld for second place. She's averaging about 18 points a game. So in that sense, she should get there, you'd think 2 or 3 games. Well, Bethany's second, third, and fourth remaining games of the season all at home before they head over to Fort Wayne Blackhawk for the sectional. Pass goes into the corner for Trinity, over pursuing is Morris. She left the baseline open, but the Titans weren't able to recover and drive that baseline. Pass comes over to the left side wing. Her ball is knocked away from Balsbaugh, and she traveled as she tried to regain things and go down toward the bucket. Todd triggers the inbound play. It's Stolzfus running up in front to Morris along the baseline. Ellie led all JV scorers with 12 points in that half. Now she turns the ball over, throwing it into the lane, and Stolzfus knocks it away and runs it down in the corner. Bruins get the ball back. They're going to come back across the timeline. Stolzfus cuts between the circles to her right with 54 seconds left in regulation. In the corner, Morris stepped on the sideline. Couple of unforced turnovers and possessions for the Bruins there, although they were able to get the ball back in between. .52 and 6/10 seconds remaining. Ball goes over to Trinity. As the Titans go into the corner, Morris knocks the ball away. It comes over to Balsbaugh, who had her shot altered. It's knocked out of bounds, and it'll go to the Bruins, as Trinity will send Lauren Urbanski back into the ball game with 41 and 2/10 seconds remaining. Bruin basketball with a 27-point advantage, as it'll be Stolzfus walking through the center jump circle. They go over to Mosier on the right side wing. Todd throws it back to Mosier, who wasn't looking for it. Again, an unforced Bruin turnover. Todd's playing defense as Urbanski gets the fast break outlet pass. Todd on the rebound of the missed layup here with 17 seconds left, third quarter. Stolzfus comes through the center jump circle with 12 seconds to go in the quarter, dribbling in her right hand and holding for the final shot. It'll be Trinity ball to start the fourth period on the alternating arrow. Here's Morris, left side corner, goes to the block, back to Mosier, right side wing. 3 on the way, misses short, and the rebound will be unclaimed as the third quarter concludes. So the Bruins get 10 points in the third quarter. They lead Trinity 38-11 as we head to the fourth. So as you're tuned in to Bruins Vision, we remind you that we are here Tuesday night. The Bruin boys take on Prairie Heights in a 7:30 p.m. varsity tip-off. We'll have the JV action for you starting at 5:57 right here on Bruins Vision. Then on Saturday, the Bruin girls take on Culver Academy. That's a 1 o'clock JV tip-off. And on Monday the 23rd, the Bruin girls take on Fairfield as they head into sectionals with a non-conference Elkhart County matchup. Coming out onto the floor, it'll be Trinity basketball to start the fourth quarter. They have had the ball on the alternating arrow to start all 4 quarters because they won the tip, and there has been exactly 1 jump ball in each of the first 3 periods. It'll be Trinity basketball to start the fourth, which I just said. So the Bruins have have Kern, Todd, Willems up front, Mosier and Horning in the backcourt, Stolzfus on the bench. Trinity counters with Urbanski and Gabriels in the backcourt. I also see Morgan Scroop out there. This is Urbanski. Ava Tormey is on the floor, and a turnover gives the ball back to Bethany. It was Morris taking the ball away from Urbanski, who commits the personal foul. Urbanski with her first personal, team foul number 4. as we're going to see Bethany with the basketball here. Willems comes across the timeline, bounce pass to Mosier. Kern in the corner with 7:42 left in regulation. Mosier left side wing, Horning top of the circle. Todd goes baseline, layup, good. Thought for a second it was too strong, as we've seen Kirsten Todd get into the scorebook for the first time tonight. She did have a foul in the third quarter, but her first points of the night, as it's 40-11, and a foul goes against the Bruins at the top of the circle. And they get it on Todd, who goes into the scorer's book again for a different reason. Todd's second personal, Bruin foul number 5, so Bethany with one more foul before Trinity starts shooting the bonus, and it won't happen on this possession as Trinity kicks the ball back out to the inbounder and they lose it out of bounds. Bruin basketball with a 29-point advantage. Willems running the point here with Stoltzfus out of the game. Mosier on the right side wing, Kern in the corner, back to Todd underneath. Todd puts the ball on the floor, kicks it back to Mosier, right side wing 3, back iron, no good. Horning in on the offensive rebound, goes down along the baseline. She bounce passes it underneath to Willems, who's fouled. I thought she might have been tied up. They're going to get the foul on Trinity. Jeanette Skenzel picks up her second, team foul number 5. As we'll see Balsbaugh check in for Trinity with 7:06 remaining. So both teams sitting on 5 personals. Inbound pass comes to Mosier, right side corner. Bounce pass Kern, top of the key. Kern looks to her right, has Horning left side with 6:58 to go. Willems back at the top of the circle. Throws it over into the corner for Mosier. Kern at the top of the circle, looks to her right, puts it on the floor and drives. Horning back up top. Mosier right side wing. Kern on the wing, goes down along the baseline. That's Kirsten Todd looking back at Willems, skips it back to Horning and throws it over her head, which admittedly is not hard to do when Horning travels with the basketball. Horning is 5'1". That's why I say she's not the world's largest target. Morgan Schupp checks in for the Bruins. Carly Kroom is into the ball game as Mosier and Todd take a seat. 6:31 to go, fourth quarter. And driving from the right side wing, that's Gabriels with the basketball. She goes back to the top of the circle. Free throw line jumper from Scroop off back iron. Rebound is taken by Schupp, who is fouled by her numerical counterpart. Scroop with her first personal, team foul number 6. So that puts the Bruins on the precipice of the bonus with 6:19 rather to go in the fourth quarter. And Willems will walk the ball back into the forecourt. The Bruins are 6 points from running clock mode. They lead by 29. Pass goes into the corner for Kern. Kern dribbles it back out to the wing. Bounce pass goes to Horning. Left side wing, that's Morgan Schupp. Left side slot, maybe. Handoff back to Willems. Bounce pass back to Kern on the wing. They go baseline. Kroom has the basketball. Back out to Horning. Right side of the circle for 3. It's off the iron. Willems in on the offensive rebound and lays it back in. Willems with 16 points tonight. She's at 1,002 for her career. It's 42-11. Bruins by 31. Titans get across the timeline. Work the ball into the top of the free throw circle. It's taken away by Horning. Willems comes into the forecourt, goes down the right side of the lane. Horning in the corner, bounce pass back underneath, picked off by Trinity. Willems takes it away, sliding into the backcourt like it's third base is Cheris Balsbaugh. Underneath, Kroom back to Willems on the left side elbow. That's Schupp dumping it underneath to Kern. Working against the much larger Pingle, loses the basketball. It's going to be taken away by Gabriels. She runs into the forecourt on a Trinity fast break. Horning catches up to her. Pass comes back out to Balsbaugh, left side wing. 3-point shot off the iron 4 times. Punched out to Horning. Horning leads the Bruins back into the forecourt with 4:53 to play. Pass goes over to Colette Kern on the right side wing. Down along the baseline, Carly Kroom. Kroom gives it back to Kern, who's fouled coming over the top. That's important. I mean, it would be Bethany Ball even if they had tied her up, as the subs will come in. I see Julia Mosier and Ellie Morris checking in, and Teresa Pingle returning for Trinity, as Willems will go to the bench along with, I think, Morgan Schupp. Foul was called on Ava Tormey, her third personal, team foul number 7, and Kern at the line for 1 in bonus. First free throw rattles off the left side of the iron. Offensive rebound, Ellie Morris. Morris, right of the circle, has the basketball. Morris is over on the right side wing. Bounce pass goes to Kroom in the corner. Morris on the wing, skips it back to Kern at the top of the circle. Collette back to Eva Horning. Down to the baseline and Kroom once more. Into the lane. Kern's shot is blocked, and she'll go back to the line on a foul. 4:28 to go, fourth quarter. Teresa Pingle picks up her third personal, team foul number 8. Kern will get a couple of free throws. She had 6 points in the first half, but hasn't scored in the second. First free throw, back iron, no good. Couple of substitutions. Jessica Caffey back in for Bethany. Also, what are we doing here? We've got one of the Chups checking in, but she's going in for the shooter. There we go. There was also a Trinity sub there, but I got distracted by the whole Bethany sub thing. Second free throw from Kern is off iron to the left side. Rebound run down in the corner by Pingle. 4:23 to go, fourth quarter. Gabriels runs to the top of the circle. Bounce pass comes underneath. That's Pingle. Out into the corner. Bows ball with an 18-footer. Air ball. Rebound taken by Ellie Morris. 4:10 to go in the fourth. Morris running the point here comes through the center jump circle. Work over to the right-hand side. That's Julia Mosier. 4:02 left in regulation. Caffey loses the basketball. They shovel it back to Mosier. This is Kern at the top of the circle. Here's Morris left side wing 3. Air ball. Now caught the iron, but not the rim. Rebound taken by Mosier, and she's tied up as the Bruins will retain possession. As that'll be Adrian Shupp checking into the ball game for Bethany. Colette Kern will depart, so the Bruins have now emptied the bench with the exception of Corey Chupp. 3:51 left to go in the fourth quarter. And Mosier triggers the inbound. Comes in over the top to Morris. She drives into the free throw circle. Works back to her right to Caffey, who's double teamed. Left of the circle, it's Adrian Shupp back to Mosier. Mosier out between the rings on the perimeter. Morris underneath. That's Kroom working against number 12. That's Sarah Sanford, who ties it up, and it'll go to Trinity. That's the first time the ball's actually gone to Trinity on a tie ball today, because the other 3 times they've gotten the ball on the arrow were at the beginning of quarters. So it's Trinity ball. And the Titans are going to walk through the center jump circle in the person of Gabriels. 3.5 minutes left in regulation. Ball goes over into the corner. They bounce pass it back to the wing in the person of Scroop. Scroop throws it underneath on the right side elbow. It's Petra Bartek who checked in on that free throw a moment ago. Shot is no good. Rattles out to Kroom, and here is Morris coming up the floor. Couple of seniors on the floor for Bethany are Mosier and Caffey, but the rest of them are really a JV lineup. There is a turnover and a run out that leads to a shot that goes out of bounds and will stay with the Titans. They say that Mosier got back and played defense and deflected it. And now the Bruins have emptied the bench as Corey Chupp checks into the ball game and Kroom will depart. 2:58 to go in regulation time. Bethany 42, Trinity 11. Bounce pass comes into Pingle, who forces one from the right side block, gets her own rebound. Goes back up with it. That one is off the iron too short. Caffey on the board. As Trinity, I'm just looking, they have 1 field goal in the second half and no points in the fourth quarter. Bruin defense has been stifling. Chupp's in the right side corner, gives the ball back to Mosier, who's the leading scorer among players on the floor. She's got 9. Driving baseline, Morris, high arcing shot, too strong. Rebound knocked around, taken by Gabriels in the lane. She runs it out with 2:25 to go, fourth quarter. She'll cross through the middle toenail. I don't know. We've never established if that Bruin paw at center is a hand or a foot. So that would determine whether it's a fingernail or a toenail. The jump shot on the way from Scroop is off the iron. Ball is on the floor being wrestled for. And do we have a foul? Yeah, we do have a foul. It's going to go on Trinity. It'll be 1-1 for the Bruins. Petra Bartek picks up her first personal. Team foul number 9, and we're going to get free throws for, we'll see who takes it. Corey Chupp going to the line. 1 in the bonus for the Bruins, who are 0 for 3 at the stripe in this quarter. First free throw from Chupp is good. Of course, the name Chupp is pretty synonymous with good free throw shooting around here. I look to, no, he's not up there anymore. Athletic director Gary Chupp was an 88% career free throw shooter. And his son Tyson, who's the varsity leading scorer for the boys, is not awful far behind. Second free throw is no good. Rebound taken by Trinity. Getting underneath and getting the ball was Bartek, and she gives it over to Pingle, who brings it up the floor. Over on the right side wing, that's Scroop with the basketball as we tick under 2 minutes to go. Here's a three-point try from Ballsbaugh that misses off to the left. Caffey gets the rebound and gives it to Morris. Morris comes across the timeline, goes down to the baseline to Adrian Shupp. Morris in the corner. Bruins by 32. Morris with the shot. She's fouled and will go to the line. Teresa Pingle picks up her fourth personal. That's going to put Morris at the foul line for double bonus. Morris averaging 1.4 points a game this year, but that's because she's playing mostly JV. If they let her play more, she'd score more, believe it or not. First free throw, no good. Carly Kroom back into the game. Jessica Caffey will depart, and Sarah Sanford checks in for Trinity. Second free throw forthcoming for Morris, and she makes it. Thought she missed it off to the right, but it rattled in. Bruins lead by 33. It's 44-11. Or it's 11 times 4-1 in parentheses, if you like the distributive property. Over on the right side wing, that Scroop with the basketball goes down into the corner, gets it back out to Ballsbaugh on the wing with 90 seconds left in regulation. Running into the lane, that is Sanford. Getting the ball back on the left side wing is Sanford. She pulls up from 16 feet and misses off to the right. Rebound grabbed by Scroop, who was defended by Kroom. Trinity keeps it alive. From the top of the circle, Skenzel's three misses. Rebound is tapped to number 12, Sanford, and we're going to get a foul called on Trinity. Morgan Scroop with her second personal. Team foul number 11. It's going to be double bonus now for the Bruins, and we'll see who steps to the line. Carly Kroom, who has played but not scored today. If she scores, Adrian Shupp would be the only Bruin who's not in the scorer's book. Kroom knocks down the first free throw. Bruins by 35. It's 34 rather. It's 45-11. Second free throw on the way from Kroom rattles home. We're going to go lightning round the rest of the way as Bethany's got a 35-point lead. 1:14 to go in regulation as the Titans bring the ball up the floor. Pass goes over to the right side wing. That is Scroop working back top of the circle. Morris gets the steal. She's going to run it across the timeline with 1:03 remaining. Pass over to the left side wing. That's Morgan Shupp. Shupp into the lane. Kroom underneath. Adrian Shupp over to Morris. Shot from the right side. Count the basket. Stop the clock. And we will get free throws, so the clock will actually stop. Morgan Shupp to the free throw, or gets the assist. It's 48-11, and Trinity takes the timeout. I'm pretty sure they signaled the basket counts, as the foul is called on somebody. Foul's called on Cheris Ballsbaugh. Her first team's 12. Well, I've got a timeout. I want to take a moment to recognize a couple of folks who I think would love to be here today but aren't able to make it. First of all, to Zoe Willems' older brother, the Bruins' all-time leading scorer on the boys' side, Beck Willems. He finished with 10 minutes, played 2 rebounds, an assist, and a steal for Albion College today as the Britons lost to Hope 91-67. Also want to shout out our executive producer, Tyson Miller, who's not able to be here today because he just started a semester abroad. And I'm fairly certain he's not here right now because it's 4:05 in the morning in his local time zone at the moment. But I'm sure, going into 3 months on a different continent, nothing you can really prepare for. So I'm sure, Tyson, he'd appreciate reaching out and letting you know that you're thinking of him. Now we'll return to the action here with Morris headed to the free throw line for an and one opportunity. Clock stops on the free throw opportunity, and the free throw is good. So Morris has 4 points. It's Bethany 49, Trinity 11. Clock starts again as the ball comes in with 49 and with 42 seconds to play in regulation. Trinity bounce passes it over to the right side corner. It's Ballsbaugh back to the top of the circle. Here's a triple on the way and rattling in from Gabrielzi. It's her first bucket of the game. It gets the score back to exactly 35 points, a 35-point margin. Although the clock, we never go back to a normal clock once you hit 35 points in the second half. Bethany's going to work the ball around the perimeter. This is Shupp on the left side wing. Shupp gives the ball back to Morris. right of the circle. 12 seconds left in regulation. She's got to dribble around the player because they've got a 5-second count going. Clock is down to 7 seconds. She's going to give it off to Morgan Shupp, who's all by her lonesome in front of the bench. 3 seconds. 2, 1. And the Bethany Christian Bruins, for the second time in school history, have their 17th win of the season. It is Bethany Christian 49, Trinity 14, as the Bruins run their record to 17-2. Their record, they finished with a record of 17-7 a couple of years ago, and it also confirms that the Bruins reign supreme in the Hoosier Plains Conference with a 5-0 regular season mark. Also, tonight goes in the books because Zoe Willems scores her 1,000th career point. She's at 1,002. She needs 33 to move into second place on the Bethany Christian all-time scoring list. Before things get too far away from us, I want to take a chance to run through our unofficial scoring. Eva Horning with 1 point, Colette Kern with 7. Morgan Shupp has 2. Julia Mosier finishes with 9. Mariah Stolzfus filled up the stat sheet, but only finished with 4 points. Zoe Willems finished with 16. Kirsten Todd had 2. Ellie Morris with 4. Carly Kroom with 1. Carly Kroom had 1. Jessa Caffey finished with 2. Adrian Shupp didn't score. Corey Shupp finished with 1. On the Trinity side of the ledger, the Ava Tormey finishes with 1 point. Cheris Balsbaugh finishes with 2. Natalie Gabrielzi finishes with 3. Jeanette Skenzel with 2. And Teresa Pingle with 6. The Titans get 3 points in the first quarter, 4 in each of the next 2, and 3 in the fourth for a total of 16. The Bruins, 10 in the first, 18 in the second, 10 in the third, and 11 in the fourth for a total of 49. With that, the sands of time have slipped through the hourglass, and you can pass in the songbooks on another Bethany Christian basketball game. The final score was Bethany 49, Trinity 14, and with that comes the end of another BruinsVision telecast. This copyrighted telecast has been brought to you by the authority of Bethany Christian Schools Incorporated. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball. Our executive producer of BruinsVision is Kyle Stocksdale. Our co-executive producer and certified intercontinental forklift operator is Tyson Miller. Bethany's head of school, Dr. Tim Lehman. The principal is Hank Willems. The athletic director, Gary Chupp. The assistant AD is Kevin Miller. Emergency backup table crew is Stella Person, Milo Yoder, and Addison Yoder. And as the 118th Congress convenes, we remind you that there was a woman elected to Congress, Jeanette Rankin, in 1916, before women had the right to vote. That concludes our coverage of this evening's festivities. The Bruins are back in action on Saturday, January 21st, when the Culver Academy Eagles come calling from the far side of Marshall County for a doubleheader. The JV kicks us off at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Varsity at 7:30 right here on BruinsVision. We'll also have the boys taking on Prairie Heights on Tuesday night, the 17th. Same Bruin time, same Bruin channel. Stay tuned to BethanyCS.net or follow Bethany_Bruins on Twitter for the latest schedule changes if they are necessary. Now for our entire BruinsVision crew, I'm Tony Miller saying thanks for spending part of your evening with us. Until we meet again, good night, good luck, and don't run with scissors.